Welcome back to an audible reading of a TMNT 2016 fanfiction, Mutant Apocalypse. It begins on Wattpad. Chapter 4, New Toys, Osa's Point of View. I hugged my knees to my chest on the couch with my eyes closed, consuming the voices inside the truck. The constant chatters from the turtles and Splinter were something to keep me entertained during this little escape trip. Earlier, the sun had gone down, and it made things more discomforting. I look up from my knees and see Donnie is very tired after a long few hours of driving without a break. He wiped the heaviness away from under his glasses and gave a big yawn. Then he looked in the rear-view mirror, which wasn't really needed for a truck like this. I looked away before he could notice me observing him. As I lay my head back on the couch, I heard him talk aloud to his family. "We should come to a small town in a few minutes. After that, there's a highway that'll take us to Pennsylvania," Donnie said. "Is the town swarmed?" Mikey asked. Donnie didn't answer for a second. "There shouldn't be. Probably nothing but a ghost town." "A town sounds nice right now, especially if it doesn't have any of those infected people. If we found some supplies." "We? What am I saying? There's no we, and there's no our. There is nothing between me and these guys. Once I get the chance, I'm going off on my own. I was doing just fine until they rescued me from the barbed wire incident. These mutants I tagged along with made me feel uncomfortable and uneasy. I may sound selfish, but I'm probably worse than them. I never understood friendship because I didn't have any friends growing up. It has always been me, my mom, and brother. They're not here anymore. So, now that I think about it, if it weren't for Donnie, there wouldn't even be a me." "Yo, Don," Raph pat the driver's seat. "Pull over. I gotta take a piss." The driver slowly pulls over to the side of the road until it came to a full stop. The back door of the truck opened up to show off the darkness outside. It's dark for them, but to me, I can see clear as day. Mikey is skittish of the door being opened up, yet he is very careful, and according to Donnie, he said the outside was clear. "Hey Osa, you need to go to the bathroom?" Mikey asked. I didn't answer him, just looked down at my lap. "Doesn't talk much, huh?" "No," Donnie says, hopping out of the truck, and just like that, the mutants left me for 5 long, agonizing minutes. The howls of the wind came into the truck, making goosebumps rise on my skin. During this moment, I was taken back to the lonely building from when I was alone. My ears rattled while I waited for one of the turtles or Splinter to come back, because I hated being alone. I'll admit it, I think I might have to stay here with them. A long 4 minutes went by. I heard a short groan from outside the truck, which made my brown and blue eyes widen. I adjusted myself on the couch, waiting for whatever it was to show itself. I'm not sure if it's one of the brothers, Splinter, or something else. Then he showed himself. It's just Donnie exclaiming in an annoyed tone. "Tree sap. Hate this stuff." He climbs in while he picked off the sap from his olive green arms. Some of the scales and skin nearly match the shade of a pine tree. His chest, which is a plastron, is a clean rust color mixed with mocha. The only kind of clothing that he was wearing was beige color pants, with suspenders and boots with tape wrapped around the soles. He sniffed as he sat down on the edge of the back of the Tortuga. Donnie's shell faced me with incredible markings on it. Even though it was being covered by a large accessory with headphones, speakers, and other knickknacks, it still interested me. "I lost a friend," he suddenly says, turning to me. I listened to hear what he had to say. April was her name. April O'Neil. She tried her best to make her way to the lair, but she didn't make it. I frowned at that name. April O'Neil was the reporter I enjoyed watching on TV. It shocked me to know that she was friends with these guys. I mumble softly. Donatello kept talking. "Before all this started, I was working on another birthday gift for her. It was an upgrade on her watch," he says. As Donnie explained his story, I was curious enough to get up and sit next to him, but I approached slowly. "She was a sweetheart to me and my family. April visited us every day. This was her watch." He showed me the little watch in his hand. It hacked into devices, showed vital signs, and told the time, of course. He smiled. I added a camera, GPS, music, and the internet. I mumbled again. Then Mikey and everyone else returned from their potty break. "Let's get back on the road. I'm getting freaked out with these weirdos roaming around," Mikey says with Leo rolling his eyes. Splinter climbed back into the truck with Raph. This time, Leo was going to drive so Donnie could have a break. Speaking of, I enjoyed listening to him talk about his past and how much he cared for one person, but the more he spoke about April, it just got annoying. Shortly after getting back on the road, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Splinter decided to have a conversation with me. I was growing a bit more comfortable around everybody the more I stayed with them. Instead of speaking, I just did small movements and shrugging for answers. "How many people have you killed?" Raph asked. "Why would you ask such a question?" I guess you gotta ask these questions nowadays. I acted like the question didn't bother me. I raised up one index finger. "One person, or thing." "Brother," I grumbled. I put my brother down when he got infected and turned. He was my other half. Liam made sure I was in the greatest mood. If I had had a long face, he'd correct it. It was incredible how this virus made everything go away in the personality of that person. I missed him and my mom badly, and I'd give anything to see them again. "Oh no, why?" Mikey asked. My head lowers with my face heating up. I didn't answer, but Donnie caught on. "Oh, I'm sorry," Donnie says. "It sucks." I nodded. Later on, the truck came to a stop in the middle of the road with headlights reaching the walls of small stores. We arrived at the town Donnie had mentioned, and it was a great relief. Leo sighed and came out of the truck with Raph joining him. "I see there's a gun shop right here. Raph and I will go take a look. So I want you guys to stay in the truck," Leo says. None of them really said anything. Leo and Raph just left the truck with the rest of us inside. The silence was deafening in here. For some reason, I got the bravery to talk again, to spark up a conversation. Without a warning, I say, "Shifter." I felt all eyes lock in on me. "I'm a shapeshifter." "A shifter?" Mikey said to me. I nod in response. "Incredible," Donnie smiled, looking at my sweats. He mostly kept eyeing the bottom of my pants. "Is that hair peeking out of—" "Yeah," I say, leaning forward to set free a 5-foot-long tail that was flexible, thin, and strong. This limb that is attached to me was covered up with short dark brown hair and is the length of a short-haired dog. It has the resemblance of a lion's tail, and it has gotten me through some tough times. At the tip of my tail were long locks of black hair, and boy, did it feel great to let it loose. A tail. "Animal changing?" Splinter asked me. I nod again. "Yes." "Did Shredder have anything to do with this?" Mikey questioned in his seat. I raised an eyebrow and shook my head. "Who?" "She doesn't know who he is, Mikey," Donnie said to him. "You were born like this?" His hazel eyes look at me. "Yes," I reply. "Who is Shredder?" "A man that wanted our makeup for awful things. He was a cruel and horrific man," Donnie said. "He's gone, though." Suddenly, we heard the driver's and passengers' doors open up at the front of the truck. "Hey, we're back." The bag Raph tossed in the truck had a few objects inside, clanking together. "We got a few knives and guns." He pulled out a revolver. "Slow down. Guns?" Splinter snapped. "Yeah. How else are we going to protect ourselves, Dad?" Leo got in the driver's seat. The rat father sighed and stared at the bag of guns. "As long as you don't treat them as toys." Leo started looking through the bag carefully. "We got a Ruger SR9C, a Springfield 1911 A1 Ultra Compact, an 85 Cheetah," he listed, looking through the bag. We all didn't understand Leo. Mikey was more confused than I was. "Huh?" "Gun names, Mikey. Also a .357 Magnum, hunter's rifle, a shotgun, and more. I gotta say, I'm more familiar with blades." Raph then slid a knife in my direction. It had a small switch on it. "It's a switchblade. I thought you could use something to protect yourself if you're staying." He paused. "You are staying, right?" Raph asked. I look at Donnie and Splinter beside me, then at Raph, Leo, and Mikey. I guess they wanted me to answer. "There's nowhere for me to go," I answer. "She speaks," Leo chuckled, putting on his seatbelt. "Well," he started the engine. "Welcome to the family, Osa." I smirked, nodding once to my new group leader.